morning, Transpac race fans. This is Dobbs Davis with Seahorse Magazine. It is the 28th of July, Tuesday, and this is our daily analysis of the 48th biennial Transpac LA to Honolulu. This is our big scale tracker here we have first on the screen, showing a 6-hour delay for boats that are remaining out on the race course. Because this is a 6-hour delay, these boats in fact are already through into the 100-mile tracker, and in fact some of them finished. So our remaining boats on the course actually are up here at Hokahe, the Santa Cruz 52. It's 6 hours ago at 430 miles out, so let's say inside 400 miles. We would expect them at that speed and at that distance to be in sometime tomorrow. Fortissimo is a little bit slower, 7 knots, 430 miles. They're making their way along. This is the smallest boat in the fleet. We know it's been a tough trip for them. This is going on their 15th day out at sea, but we should expect them, hopefully, if not this time tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon or evening. And Pipe Dream coming in from the south. They've had this southern route throughout their trip. They're reporting all is good, and they're at 7.3 knots, also about the same distance out. So again, at that speed, we expect them probably late tomorrow evening. We'll go to our finishers. This is the live 100-mile tracker. As you can see, the boats that we saw on the 6-hour delay, most of them are already in. We have one boat out here, Kokopelli, the Santa Cruz 40, just coming across the finish line as we speak, off of Coco Head and making their way into the Diamond Head finish. They're not going very fast. I don't know if that's because a little less wind out there, or maybe they've got sail issues. Possibly they're between squalls. There are some squalls out in the area here, and sometimes get behind a squall, you get no wind. But they are making their way into the finish. And this boat here, Paranoia, Santa Cruz 52, in contrast, coming in pretty fast. At 11 knots, 65 miles to go. They'll be in certainly around lunchtime. So we look forward to seeing them here at the dock. One thing I wanted to point out, well, let's see. Let's go to the leaderboard. The leaderboard results were looking a little bit wacky yesterday and a couple of other days. Sometimes the yellow brick was not reporting the proper positions. Just a discussion with our race committee people think that when the trackers get turned off, it records the last position in the system. It doesn't necessarily update, so there was some confusion on what the leaderboard was depicting as final results or provisional results. And I have to underscore that word provisional. The boats have to pass inspections. They have to make sure they've complied with the rules. If they don't, they get subject to protest by the race committee, and then there's possible penalties applied if the jury decides that they're appropriate. So that process hasn't started yet, so we underscore that these results are provisional. But as you can see, Grand Illusion, Pyewacket, Bolt, OEX, Buenasera, Halua, and Destroyer have leaped over Celerity as the overall leaders and top of the leaderboard. Grand Illusion won the race in 1999 and in 2011. Right now they have the best corrected time. They have finished the race. They finished yesterday. In fact, they were one of the pack of boats that were at this time yesterday only allowed to come in the harbor due to the big waves that we had here at Alawai. Pyewacket, another sled. Bolt, a TP52. Orient Express is a turbo sled. Buenasera sled, and Halua sled. So the sleds have done very well despite the strange weather at the beginning of this race for those Saturday starters. I think in tomorrow's show we'll probably do a little bit of analysis of how they did that and why they are there on the top of the results. It's nice to see that these results, in fact, coincide with this page. This is the yacht scoring official results page, and we always refer to this as our kind of our final source of information and most authoritative, because this is the one that gets loaded by people and not trackers, and therefore the information is corrected. So, for example, we don't see any Division 6 finishers, even though we know they've crossed the finish line. And the reason is simply that the race committee needs time to get it, the finish times passed through their process and then uploaded here on the site. So a little bit of patience for those that are interested and keen on getting up-to-date information. It doesn't happen instantaneously. There is a process, so we just ask for your patience on that. But pretty soon we should see Division 6 finishes and results populate this space here. So if there's ever any question, come to this page. It is the yacht scoring page. It's off of the main menu at yacht scoring, which I can show here. This has basically all the official information for the race, so this is a great resource. Okay, weather. This is our weather today, Tuesday, here in Hawaii. Notice the breeze is quite well pressured. The trades are shifted a little bit to the southeast, which I think is accounting for Paranoia's nice straight track coming into the finish here. They've got good pressure, a nice angle, and therefore a nice straight track coming in. Those other boats that are out here in the periphery, they also have pretty good breeze according to this. If we go out a little bit in the forecast timeline, we see that breeze only gets better. So hopefully this will be nice strong conditions, good trade winds for final approach for the remaining boats out on the finish. Lastly, I would just want to share with you some photos of this time yesterday and why the boats were kept out at sea the night before last. This is a photo of the waves that were breaking across at the Alawai. You can see here at dawn a lot of boats lingering, waiting for escort vessels to come in. This was quite dramatic conditions. Here's another photo from our friend Sharon Green, showing the escort vessel here. Getting the right timing to come through. Surfer in the foreground. The timing was critical because if you don't get the timing right, you have to get it between sets. You see what it looks like here. It's these waves were 10 to 15 feet, quite dramatic. And last photo I have is one of the guys that were quite happy with these conditions, which are the surfers. So a good story was that while the boats were loitering out, waiting for their final push in between sets, the surfers were literally right alongside them. I mean, the break is that close, and they were helping out some of the boats and the escort vessels and timing between sets, because of course they knew the timing quite well, and they'd say go go go, and then they'd put the paddle down and head into Alawai. But the good news is that everybody got in safely. The parties were going all day, and we look forward to more parties today as our final finishers come in. So anyway, that's it for our show today. I think tomorrow we'll have some analysis of how everybody got to where they are here in this unusual Transpac year. But for now, I'll say so long. I'm Dobbs Davis from Seahorse Magazine.